from Decoist, and today I'm going to show you how to make Hexagon wall shelves. Let's get started. These are the wood pieces you'll need. You'll want to make 6 cuts. We chose 8 inches from the longest side, but you can choose any length you'd like. All of your cuts need a 30-degree cut on both sides. One tip when purchasing your wood is you do not want to buy wood that has any holes or curves on it. This piece of wood here, if you lay it out flat, it has a tip to it. You can feel it bounce. This is going to make your hexagon look really wonky, and you're going to have to use a lot of wood filler. Find as flat as a surface as you can, like this one. Your second piece of wood is going to be cut to 14.5 inches long, and again, we're going to be doing a 30-degree angle cut on both sides. Here's another tip. We're going to use a 4-foot board and lay it out on the table. This board is going to make the whole flip process easier for you. And you'll see what I mean in a second. So we're gonna take our 8-inch pieces and we're gonna lay them down belly down. This is the belly of the wood. Now you wanna make sure that everything is even, and we can do that at the end. I'll show you a simple trick for that. So to make sure that your wood is all straight, you can just line it up with the edge of your 4-foot board, and you're just gonna push them all so that they line up to that edge for a perfect straight line. There, that looks good. Okay, and now it's time for tape. Thank you. So we're gonna take our tape and we're going to attach it to the edge of the one end, and keeping it nice and smooth, you're going to bring it all the way across. You're gonna wanna do about 3 or 4 of these and get them as widespread as possible so that your pieces don't fall apart when you go to flip them. I find it's best to pull the board as close as you can towards you, and gripping the last two ends with your hands, you're going to lift it up and drop it down. And now we can get rid of the board. Here's a little tip. We're gonna take our wood glue, apply it to our finger, and we're gonna rub it along the edges of the wood. This is going to help seal your edges and make it easier for the overall glue to stick. Now that we put our glue in between to seal the pieces, we're going to use more wood glue, doing a zigzag motion in between each piece of wood. You wanna make sure to do both sides. There will be a lot of excess glue that you will need to wipe away when you're done. For this project, it's better to have more glue than less glue. Another pro tip, prior to gluing your pieces together, I would recommend sanding the belly of your wood with your fine 150 grit sanding paper. Now that we've got the glue in between the wood pieces, we're gonna take our tape and rip off a nice long piece. Set this aside, you're gonna need that in a minute. This is the fun part. Now we're going to wrap up the hexagon shelf. And you're gonna grab from both ends and pull into the middle. Once you reach the middle, lay it onto the first flat surface. I'm gonna add just a little extra glue to the end here, and we're going to seal the 2 edges together. Now it may not look perfect on all of the edges right now, but that's okay because we're gonna come back around and sand those down. Using your tape, put the tape on the top, hold your corners in place, which is tricky, and pull down to hold. Now you're going to want to tape all the way around the surface at least 2 to 3 more times. So while I let the hexagon dry, I'm gonna start staining our shelf piece. I'm gonna lay it out on a rack or on a raised surface. We're gonna be using the carbon gray varathane stain. This is an excellent stain and has great coverage. I'm gonna dip my brush into the can and wipe off any droplets. Starting from one end, you're gonna take your stain brush and move it back and forth. You wanna go with the grain, and you wanna make sure it's on there nice and thick. Once this is all coated, you're gonna wanna let this sit for 2 to 3 minutes before you wipe it down. You wanna make sure to get all of your edges. So it's been 2 to 3 minutes, and now it's time to wipe off the wet stain. So again, you're just gonna go in a back and forth motion and get off any excess stain. Once you're done, your finished product will look like this. Our hexagon is dry and I've taken off the tape. Now it's time to add some extra secure brad nails into each corner of every angle. I'm using 1-inch brad nails for this project. And one trick is you want to make sure you're on a good angle. You do not want your brad nails to come out the other side. So you want to look down and make sure you're lined up. Holding the top for stability. If you don't have a brad nailer, that's okay. You can always use a staple gun or a good old-fashioned hammer. Now that we've placed the brad nails in each corner, we're gonna rotate it and look for any cracks and crevices that might be showing. Now we're gonna take our wood filler and a putty knife and fill the cracks. Now that we've finished putting in our wood filler, we're ready to start sanding the edges. We're gonna start by using an 80 grit sandpaper. This will take down all the rough edges. Now that we've finished sanding with our 80 grit, we're gonna move over to our 150 grit. Okay, so I've already gone ahead and I've stained my hexagon, and I've taken my shelf and I'm going to insert it into the center. Using a hammer or mallet, flip the hexagon over and hammer it down into place. The shelf has been inserted to the center of the hexagon. Now it's the final step. I've chosen to use a Tremclad clear spray that works well for indoor and outdoor use, and I'm just gonna give this an overall glass finishing spray. Thanks for watching.